shout out to Marco Padrana, Alfredo Jr., Maybe Tomorrow, and Noble Brown for being a part of our channel memberships, joint memberships.
Welcome back Gaming with King family to another F1 Clash video, and today we are on our main account and we're going to be talking about our power level or the power level setup. What is the power level setup or how does it work? Stick around for the full video if you want to find out more about the power level setup. Alright, also remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed for a chance to win one of 4 $10 gift cards that we'll be giving away once we hit 12k subs before the end of the month, and we're just like 100 and something subs away, so we should be able to make it to 12k subs before the end of this month and give you guys 4 gift cards. We'll also be giving away $600 to you guys in 3 giveaway slots. Alright, also remember to smash that like button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this video, and check out your Gaming with King merch, links in the description. Alright guys, so the power level setup. What is the power level setup? You guys probably hear me talk about the power level setup quite a few times in my videos, but I've never made a video on what is exactly the power level setup and how to get your power level setup. Alright, so today's video is going to be dedicated to that. So the power level setup, is a feature that Hutch used in matchmaking. So you know, in matchmaking, how does matchmaking work? If we go into, no, that's not where I want to go. If we go into settings right here, if you go into settings and you go into help and support, and I think it's general information, general game information, and there's somewhere there that says how does matchmaking work. Yeah, here it is. How does matchmaking work? Alright, so it's going to tell you that matchmaking is used based off of your season flags, the highest flag count that you have in the season. And right here is where it says your power level is a total score of all the stats of your components and driver added together. Alright, so that's your power level, and your power level is the strongest setup you can have, or the strongest car and drivers you basically have on your account. Alright, so when you're putting on your power level setup, you want to look for your strongest drivers and you're going to put on your strongest car. So at this point, when you're selecting your strongest drivers, you know how we always say we are looking for the best qualifying potential driver. That is not the case when you're dealing with power level. Alright, so when you're dealing with power level, you want to look for the drivers you have with the highest amount of pluses. Alright, so if we go on, you know me, I use Leclerc and I use Carlos Sainz, but recently I have gotten Hamilton to level 6, so we're going to look for the driver with the highest amount of pluses. As you can see here, Hamilton destroys Leclerc on pluses at level 6, so we're going to switch in Leclerc, Hamilton for Leclerc. Let's check Leclerc versus Carlos Sainz, and I think Leclerc and Sainz are equal at 40, I think it's 44 points. I think they're both equal at 44 points, but because of Hamilton already has a good amount, we're going to go with Leclerc over Sainz for some of that weakness, which is the tire management on Hamilton and the fuel management. Alright, so we got our drivers selected. Those are going to be the strongest drivers. If we're going to use drivers with the buff, then Latifi is going to outrun Leclerc here. And if we're truly going for rivals drivers with the buff, then Russell is going to outrun Latifi there. And let's see if Hamilton, alright, so that 36 wetness ability also comes into play when you're talking about power level setups. Alright, so Hamilton and Russell will be the strongest for our team. Alright, now we're going to go to the car. We're going to look for the strongest parts that gives us the most stats out of all. I basically know them already, so I'm just putting them on right now. So you want to look for the most pluses. Alright, the most pluses is where you want to get. Alright, so this right here would basically be our power level setup, and these will be our power level drivers. All right, if we go out for a race in Series 12, I can guarantee you 100% if you do not need to use this setup and your best drivers in duels, you only want to use it in events. All right, the reason why you don't want to use this setup in duels is because in duels, matchmaking is gonna calculate your power level and it's going to try and match you with an equal rival. All right, the AIs are also going to be scaled up to your level, all right, whenever you're in duels. All right, so the AIs in events are basically set at one level. So if you can outpower the AI level, this is where you get those nice top 10 and top 5 qualifiers. All right, because in duels the AIs are scaling up, so you won't be getting those nice top 10 and those top 5 qualifiers in duels in Series 12, not in Series 12, because Series 12 is going to scale up with your level and the rival is going to go up with your level. All right, in GP events and in Team Series events, the difficulty on the AIs are set at one level. All right, so they cannot scale with you. So if you're way stronger than them, then you're going to out-qualify everybody. All right, however, that's not the case in duels. So this is why we don't use setups like these in duels. We use them for events. All right, so right here we see we qualified 10 and 18. If this was an event, we probably would have qualified in the top 10. All right, so I'm just going to forfeit this race. I just went in there to showcase why you should not use this setup in duels. And we would want to finish this race, but it's going to make the video too long. I don't want to make the video too long here, so we're going to forfeit and jump back out of that race. Yeah, so that's basically how you find your power level setup, your strongest drivers with your strongest tune. Right now at this level, the power level setup is not the best setup to use. However, it is the strongest setup to use. If you're looking for a strong, super strong setup, then the power level setup is the strongest setup to use. There are other variations of the power level setup. Like you can put on this setup right here, which is your power level setup, and then you can change one part, or you can look through and change a part. That does not take away a lot of pluses. So let's say if I throw the rotor in here, I would only be taking away, let's see here, I'll only be minus in 6 points from the power level, and I'll be gaining like 0.0 in a second there. All right, we don't want to gain that a little bit of seconds, so we can look through and see right here you're going to lose 13. You don't want to lose so much, so that's basically minus 10 because you get back plus 3. All right, so to throw in a part like the rotor here, this would be a version of the power level setup as well, but with a little bit faster pit time and a little more shift in the stats. However, it's still going to be all equal to the power level setup. All right, so that's basically all I have for this video. The power level setup, that's what it is, and that's how you get your power level setup. So now next time you hear me talk about power level, you'll know what I mean and you know how to get there. All right, so leave code word power level down below to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys for all your support, and that's going to be it for this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.